Hello Rebrand Gang, welcome to Rebrand Everything. This is episode 15 and today we're going to be rebranding the Adidas logo. Let's go. So when you type in Adidas logo into Google, 3 different logos come up. There's one that looks like a tree or a leaf, one that looks like a mountain, and one that's a circle with stripes for it. The logo that we're going to be redesigning today is the mountain version. It looks like a bar chart going upwards. It flows nicely from left to right. The text and icon balance is pretty much exactly right, I think, and it works well down at small sizes, so I think that's really good. The only thing I'm not quite sure of with it is the top of the D and the I touches the icon. I'm not quite sure why that's necessary. So as always at the sketching stage, I'm just chucking out all my ideas onto the page as quickly as humanly possible, and then we'll sieve through them looking for the little gold nuggets later. I spent a little bit more time than usual on the sketching stage of this one, just because I had a little bit more time to spare and I want to work on my sketching a little bit more. And I came up with quite a few different concepts on here. One of them was just a way of cleaning up the current mountain logo, just so it's a little bit cleaner, a little bit more simplified, but still basically the same as the old one. Just a few loose ends tidied up. Had another idea where we take the 3 Adidas stripes and we sort of stagger them so it kind of looks like steps going upwards to go with the slogan "Step Up Your Game" or something like that. Also looked at creating some sort of badge or crest based on the 3 stripes. A few of the ideas as well were based on making the letter A, so the first initial of Adidas obviously, out of the 3 stripes in some way. So maybe the stripes going across, maybe the stripes following the stroke of the actual A. Then also drew out a few different options that have got a few little like jaunty angles or maybe some little cartoon speed lines coming off the back, just to indicate motion and dynamic movement, which all ties in well with the sporty brand. Just quickly before I show you the illustrative process, I just wanted to remind you to press like on this video if you like it. It really helps the channel out. I wanted option 1 to be an evolution of the current logo, so I didn't make any drastic changes. What I did was align all the top bars so that they're in line with each other, rather than being stepped like a mountain as they previously were. I think this icon still looks like a mountain even though I've leveled it out. I just feel like it makes it look a little bit cleaner and a little bit more modern. I also took the time to move the text away from the icon a little bit, and then because of that just had to do a little bit of jiggling around just to make sure it's got that balance. And I also moved the registered symbol around a little bit and just repositioned that and reconfigured that until I just thought it looked modern and looked nice. For the second option, I was playing around with some ideas where we make steps out of the 3 Adidas stripes. I played around with quite a lot of different versions of this, some on top of the text, some inside boxes, basically all over the place. I just tried most things that I could think of. One that I think worked well is when the 3 stripes were popping out the left side of the A. And I had included a white stroke on the A just to give it that little bit of space that it needs, just so it looks like the lines are going behind the A rather than just crashing straight into them. And then what we've actually got from this is a nice shape where the left hand side of it is stairs and the right hand side is an upward facing slant, which is positive again. So I'm quite happy with that, and I feel like that shape there could be taken away from the word mark and used as part of the brand. For option 3, I wanted to take the 3 Adidas stripes and basically mask them into another shape. I was thinking like a badge or a crest. I used a hexagon to make one of these crests. I just thought, hold on, I think I'm actually going to prefer that when it's inside the hexagon anyway. So in a way it's a happy little accident. And then I rounded every corner of our new 3 stripe hexagon. And then I was playing around with different ways of using the hexagon. And then I thought having it little at the top right of the word mark looked best. For option 4, I wanted this to be a letter mark. So I started out by just grabbing the letter A, obviously the first letter of Adidas, and just developing ways of incorporating the 3 lines or the Adidas 3 stripes into that. There's obviously a million ways to do it, so I started thinking of the best ways that I could think of there and then, and came up with quite a few different options before I found the one that I thought was really my favourite. I grabbed the 3 stripes and rotated them round, and then used the shape builder tool excessively to cut away the bits that I didn't want, and I just kept doing that until it looked right, fiddling, repositioning, and then cutting bits away until I got the A that I thought looked really good, really strong, and I really thought could work with the brand. I did play around with putting these these A's in some different shapes and stuff like that. After playing around for quite a while, I thought it worked best just in its simplest form. For option 5, I wanted to include an icon that portrayed a little bit of motion or some sort of dynamic movement. I played around with quite a few different ideas, some where it was the 3 stripes coming out the left hand side of the A with little extra lines on there, kind of like cartoon speed lines, like when you see in a cartoon someone running and it has the little dash lines behind. Started playing with that, but it started feeling a little bit too much like the option I'd made earlier with the 3 lines coming out the back, so I kind of thought, don't just want to make the same thing twice. So then I started playing around with adding some perspective to the 3 Adidas stripe lines. I thought instead of constantly having them exactly stacked on top of each other, maybe we could kind of go like that with the camera and have it sort of coming towards you. So as I was playing around with that, it all kind of fell into place, and I thought, right, I know what to do. We will put the 3 stripes pointing at the camera, but kind of like that, or like that, one way it looks like a road, like the road to success maybe could be the slogan that goes with it. The secondary meaning to that is the A for the first letter of the word Adidas, and the third meaning is obviously it's the 3 stripes still, so we've still got that Adidas branding solidly in there. So I was really happy with how that turned out. So then that is the end of the Illustrator process. Let's have a look at what we've come up with. So then, Rebrand Gang, before I show you the final options, you know what you've got to do. You have to vote for your favourite in the top right, press like below and press subscribe if you haven't already. And then if you've pressed subscribe, press the little bell so you don't miss out on anything. Let's see our final option.